Rico, brilliant to see you, and brilliant to see you in your England kit, but senior England kit. Tell me how the call-up came about. How did you find out?
I was obviously, we played Chelsea on Sunday, came back on the coach. I was just chilling, watching some Netflix and stuff like that on the coach, and then my phone buzzed. It was a message. Obviously, I didn't have the number saved, so it was a weird message. I didn't really know who it was until I read through it, and obviously I didn't know what to say at first, didn't know what to do. I just told my mum, forwarded it to my mum and dad, and said I think I'm going with England and stuff like that. And then, from there, it's all been really good.
Was there any part of you that thought this might be spam? Because Cole Palmer's just been talking in the press conference that you were messaging.
It did come up at the bottom, like report junk. So it did cross my mind that it could just be some random person having a mess about. But nah, after reading through it looked serious. So, no, I was buzzing.
Why do you think you got called up, or why has Gareth Southgate told you you've got the call up?
Obviously, I spoke to Gareth when I got here. He just said he's excited to have me, and he said the most important thing is that I enjoy it. So, for me, I'm very lucky to be here, and I'm very grateful that I'm here. I'm not sure the reason. Obviously, Gareth must have seen something that he likes. Obviously, there's a lot of injuries with this season as well, which has helped me. But the important thing is that I'm here and I can enjoy it.
I was going to ask you whether you thought it would come this early, actually, because you didn't make the under-21 squad. Mm-hmm. How did you feel missing out on that first and foremost?
Lee, the manager, called me before the squad came out and told me that I wasn't going to go. And he basically just explained, at that time there was a lot of older players, 22, 23-year-olds in the squad. And, he'd rather me basically have a break than just come to a tournament, not play much, and obviously you can be involved in it, but he thought for me it had been a long season and it was best for a break, and to be fair, I agree with him.
Oh, okay. So you agreed. That's good to know. It must have been hard watching them lift the trophy, though.
No, but I was very happy for him. Like I said, there was a lot of people there that, like Cole, I'm very happy for him that he's gone and done that.
And he said it's good to have a mate in the coming up to the seniors. Mm-hmm. And how welcome has everybody made you feel? Obviously, you know a lot of the players already. Who have you been chatting with?
Obviously, all the City lads are here. So Phil and stuff, I'm really good mates with him. Cole, I've had an interview with Connor as well. But everyone's been really nice. That's one of the main things that stood out to me is how welcoming everyone's been, including the staff. Everyone's been really good.
Let's talk about your position. I think we've kind of had this conversation before at the Etihad. You're a versatile player, which is brilliant. Gareth Southgate loves that, and it's always great in tournaments. But where are you best suited, and where do you prefer to play?
I prefer to play midfield. Like you've seen in the past few games, Leipzig away, young boys at home. I've played as a number 8 and a number 10 as well. I think that's where I want to, in the future, that's where I want to play. But for now, I don't mind playing in any position. I just want to play as much as I can, and the more I play, the better I'll get. Especially being able to, like you said, having the versatility to play in different positions will give me more of a chance of playing in general, because there's more positions I can play in. Is
there a little part of you that thinks, with this problem at left back at the minute, with everybody injured and out, and there's not a plethora of backup options either, do you feel like that's a role you could maybe play?
Well, last season I played there a few times, and it's very similar to playing on the right. It's just a different side of the pitch. So, like I said, I'm open to playing in any position that I can do to help the team. So yeah, I don't see why not.
Could you, bearing in mind Levi Colwell's pulled out and there are no left back options, and Kieran Trippier, is used to playing right back but plays on the left with England, is that something maybe you could have a role in this camp?
Maybe, I'm not sure. For me, I'm just focused on settling in and doing my best to familiarize myself with the players and the staff within the camp, and just enjoy it.
And how much of a mentor has Kyle Walker been for you?
No, very good. From being at City last season, he's been so helpful to my development. With there was times for him it was a tough period last season, and he was still so supportive of me, which is obviously a credit to the kind of person he is.
I need to ask you a few Oasis-based questions, actually. We've got Noel
yeah.
Gallagher in the studio on drive time today with the guys. First of all, is it right that your granddad used to go on tour with Oasis?
I completely messed it up, me. So my granddad not had a go at me, but my mum said, you've absolutely butchered it. He went on a thing with Eric Clapton. But he's got pictures.
Different.
He's got pictures with Oasis in his house, basically. So that's where, as a kid, I've always thought he's gone away thingy with him, but with them. But that's my fault. But yeah, obviously that just came up because I used to play guitar with him all the time, and he's a big City fan as well. So I know when I got that wrong, I know he was probably fuming at me. Yeah.
Does Noel Gallagher still come down to the dressing room and see you after home matches?
I don't think he's been there in a long time, to be honest. I don't think so.
Okay. Have you met him before, though?
He's met my mum and dad, because my mum and dad... he's met my dad. My dad told me that apparently he said he loves my hair or something like that. So yeah, my dad's met him.
And what about the playlists at City? Is there Oasis on the dressing room playlist
definitely.
still?
Especially after a win, it's always on. It's mainly the kit men that have control of the speakers, but they've got all sorts of music on there.
Favourite Oasis song?
It's Wonderwall.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Brilliant. I also want to ask you about Thai boxing.
Yeah.
Tell me where this has come from, because I've seen a couple of stories around today, but I know nothing about your history. But your dad is pretty handy. What about yourself?
I just used to do it, because my dad used to teach it and he has his gym. I was always there, regardless if I wanted to be there or not. And after a long time, I picked it up and enjoyed it, and it became something I wanted to do all the time. And carried on training and had a few fights and stuff like that. And then obviously it became between football and fighting, and made a decision to play football.
How do they compare? You've got to have the same kind of discipline, I suppose, in terms of being an athlete. How has one maybe helped the other?
I think they're both very similar in values, in the fact that, in Thai boxing you've got to train how you want to fight, and in football you've got to train how you want to play in a game on the weekend. So there's a lot of values in both of them that, have helped me in football, especially with discipline and, work ethic and, working to my 100% every day.
Just finally, Rico, you turn 19 next week. Mm-hmm. You've seen Jude Bellingham come into the England seniors at such a young age and cement his place and be a really key part. What do you need to do? What do you want to do in order to make Gareth Southgate regularly select you in the seniors?
I think I just need to carry on doing what I'm doing. Not let, like I've done last season, not let anything get to my head. Carry on being the same person I am, and obviously on the pitch, just perform as much as I can. And and whatever happens will happen. And
how has Pep Guardiola helped you do that?
He tells me off whenever I do anything wrong. Straight away. He can spot anything from a mile away, and even if it's the tiniest detail, he'll spot it. And I think that's the main thing for me. He sees everything, and you don't want to be in trouble with Pep.
No, I was going to say, what does he say?
No, it's just like, even if it's just a pass that you could have passed somewhere else, he'll pick up on that, and you're thinking in the moment, you'll be like, I was just passing it there, but then when you think about it, there's so much more behind it that he thinks about, and that's what makes him so great.
Is that are you trying to bring that kind of game intelligence into your game?
Yeah, I think I've always been kind of like a tactical player that's really interested in, the finer details, and having a manager like Pep, there's not much more you can get from a manager in terms of tactics and stuff like that. So yeah, every day I'm trying to improve and get better at anything I can do.
Brilliant.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.